Ronald Reagan is 70 years old. He has undergone presently almost 3 hours worth of surgery. Is he healthy enough to survive at age 70 with a bullet in his chest? Next was total outrage. Absolutely outraged. I remember as a kid that my grandmother used to tell me that she hoped I would grow up to be president. And I thought this afternoon how naive my grandmother was, knowing the danger of that office. Who in their right mind would want that job? But then maybe my grandmother was not that naive. But rather in her day, the world was not quite as insane as it appears today, March 30th, 1981. Although there have been 9 attempts to assassinate a president since 1835. 4 attempts were accomplished. Another handgun has done its deed, this time a .22 caliber pistol. How were people like John Hinckley allowed to own a handgun? Where do they get them? And part of this rage, you understand, is an attempt to understand what in the world drives a human being to try to kill the President of the United States, or really anyone for that matter. And the most outrage, I mean, early this afternoon, was that you and I are going to have to pay for that deranged man for the rest of his life. He will be sent, if found guilty, which is a very, very important phrase. If found guilty, he will be sent to some prison, and he'll eat 3 meals a day and sleep comfortably until he dies. I've had it. I refuse to do that. I am not going to pay that man's way. I don't want that man defended under any circumstances. I don't want another assailant to claim temporary insanity. I want that man wiped from the face of the earth. I do not want him to draw another breath of air. Then at 5:19, to make it even, to add to my outrage, James Brady, press secretary, it was announced, is dead from a bullet in his head. God, I felt sick, really sick, totally sick. I was outraged even more. What a tragedy I thought it was. What a sad commentary on our times. I thought immediately, and see if you didn't do this too, I thought immediately of the 20 children in Atlanta, Bobby Kennedy, JFK, Martin Luther King. And then next I heard that James Brady was not dead. Made it seem a little better, but not that much. And you know, I've thought for some time that whenever the press and the media cover the president when he travels, they are there to cover a disaster, and they got their money's worth today. It seems to me that if there are no cameras, things like this would not happen. That's a maybe. I know there were no cameras at Ford's Theater when Lincoln was assassinated, but still, it's a hope on my part that if we pay less attention to where the president goes, then there's more chance that he can be properly protected, and less chance that some guy can get his face and his name in public for whatever deranged reason. And I got to tell you, it's now 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, and I'm drained, totally drained. Apparently, President Reagan has survived, but he's still not out of surgery. He's undergone just over 3 hours and 12 minutes with the surgery now, and I repeat, he's 70 years old. But I got to tell you, in my heart, I hate this day. I hate what's happened. I hate where it happened. I hate whoever made it happen, and I hate that whatever reason this young man was given for the attempt, it's not good enough. And I got to tell you, I'm not hardened enough to remain unattached from this incident. I just can't report what happened. I can't do it. I've got to get my 2 cents in, and maybe that's one of my faults. But I'm not sure I'm any... Let me try that again. I'm not sure I'm any more well-adjusted than the next guy. But if you consider yourself a responsible adult, you have to be outraged too. My my best wishes go to Indiana and to North Carolina. But they're really the furthest thing from my mind this evening. I don't do this for good, but I want to hear from you out there. Unfortunately, so often we're taught to keep our thoughts to ourselves, but tonight is no night for that. You have to be affected by the happening today in Washington. You have to be. If you're not, you have ice water running in your veins. And I'm not pleading with you, but I encourage you to get it off your chest. Just like this little statement has served a good purpose for me, really. We won't call it Sports Talk tonight, but it serves this evening as a chance to speak your mind about this despicable act. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea, but I can't talk sports. It makes no difference to me who wins the NCAA tournament. None whatsoever. I just can't fathom things like this happening in our world. When it's written in the Constitution that we have the right to bear arms, how can that be fair? That can't be fair. How can we live in this world and have things like this happen? As I said, we're going to keep you informed all evening long, and our news director, Bill Ridenour, will be doing the next update at about 7:15, which is about a minute from now. And I repeat, we'll keep you informed as to anything that might happen, any late breaking news. President Reagan is still in surgery. James Brady still in surgery. Apparently, the policeman, the Washington, D.C. policeman, is still in surgery, and so is the Secret Service man. And it's sickening to sit here and watch the pictures of what happened. I don't understand. I wish those people would just go away, especially the people with the cameras. I don't know. It's up to us, I guess. If we're sane, we got to do something about it. We can't keep killing all these people. I'm sorry. I really apologize for being so down in the mouth, but I don't know. I don't know what else we can do. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm alone. And I'm not afraid to let it all hang out. Hopefully, neither you. Now I think Bill Ridenour is ready for the next update. Here's our news director here at WLW, Bill Ridenour.
Well, Bob, the latest word on President Reagan is that he's still in surgery and is in stable condition. Senator Baker has informed the Senate that the president will probably remain in surgery for about another 15 minutes or so. Senator Baker also said that the president's recovery is considered to be certain. The president's oldest daughter, Maureen Reagan, is described as in shock and upset, and the president's adopted son, Michael, is also in shock and very deeply upset, understandably so. White House News Secretary James Brady is still reported in serious condition, but he is alive. Reports say that he was shot in the head and he is on a life support system. So once again, the latest word on President Reagan is that he's still in surgery and his condition is stable. Bob, that's the latest on the president. We'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Bill. We appreciate it. And we've got all the people on our news staff in the newsroom over there. We'll keep you informed.